Are you thinking about moving to Tampa and South Tampa keeps popping up on your radar? Well, sit down because this might be the video you need before making that move. South Tampa is the most desirable area in the entire Tampa Bay region. It also is the most misunderstood. Today, I'm breaking down 7 things why South Tampa is so desirable, what areas it actually covers, the real price point, entry level to, is that a typo? Where the affordable pockets are, which areas are blowing up right now, the truth about the schools, the flood watch you cannot ignore. By the end of this video, you'll know exactly if South Tampa is your move or exactly where you should be looking instead. And make sure you stick with me to the very end because I got a fun fact for you. So let's dive in. So why is South Tampa so desirable? Let's start with why everyone and their mother wants to live in South Tampa. And it's not just, oh, it's by the water. South Tampa sits on a peninsula. You have Hillsborough Bay on one side and Old Tampa Bay on the other side. You're surrounded by water without being stuck on a barrier island. Translation, bay breezes, waterfront views, coastal vibes, minus the pack the car, we're evacuating energy you get on the beaches. But here's what actually makes it desirable from most Florida markets. Great restaurants mean a 20-minute drive. A walkable neighborhood means one specific historic pocket. Top schools mean the suburbs. South Tampa says, why choose? You get all 3 minutes apart. You got Bayshore Boulevard, the longest continuous sidewalk in the entire country. It runs 4.5 miles right on the water. You got Soho with over 40 restaurants and bars, Hyde Park Village for shopping, dining, Palmacia Golf and Country Club, the Davis Island Yacht Basin, and Plant High School consistently ranked one of the best in Florida, all within about a 6-mile radius, not 6 hours, 6 miles. That combo, walkability, water, history, and good schools is genuinely rare in Florida. That's what's driving the demand. So what does South Tampa actually cover? Roughly everything south of I-275 in the peninsula, plus a couple pockets that spill slightly past it. The key neighborhoods to know: Hyde Park, Soho, Davis Island, Palmacia, Bayshore Beautiful, Ballast Point, Virginia Park, West Shore, and Beach Park, and Cold Breath Isles. Say it with me, Cold Breath. On the west side, the zip codes you'll hear most is 33606, 33609, 33611, 33629, and 33616. And every one of these has a total different feel, a totally different price tag, and a totally different buyer. So let's break it down. Okay, let's talk numbers because this is where most YouTube videos either lie to you to scare you off completely. I'm doing neither. South Tampa is premium real estate, but the range is way wider than people think. There are move-in ready prices, not fixer-uppers, not good bone projects. Hyde Park, the historic core, brick streets, craftsman bungalows, and new build mix right in. Entry level, needing update, will put you around $700,000. A renovated bungalow on a good lot, $1.5 to $3 million. The premium corner lot and deep lots, even higher. Soho, that South Howard, the restaurant, the nightlife strip, the residential streets just off it are some of the most in demand in the whole city. $800,000 for something small.
$2 million plus for the good stuff.
You're paying for that walk to dinner. Davis Islands, this is where the range gets wild. A $600,000 college on a tiny lot 5 doors down from a $8 million waterfront estate with a private dock. Entry point, for move-in ready is around $800,000. Waterfront with boat access starts around $2.5 million. Palmacia, old money energy, country club at the center, entry around $900,000. Renovated homes on the golf course, $3 million plus. Bayshore, homes across the street from Bayshore are the crown jewel here, starting around $1.2 million. The one street back interior home runs around $700,000 to $1 million. Now, Ballast Point is farther south near MacDill Air Force Base, and this is where things finally breathe. $500 to $1.2 million, less walkability, way more house. Virginia Park, similar to Ballast Point, but more central, ranch homes and newer builds. Starts around $450,000 to about $900,000. This is the neighborhood for first-time South Tampa buyers. And south of Gandy, zip code 33616, the Frontier, $350,000 to $700,000. And I'm coming back to this one because it matters. And here's the truth. South Tampa is not cheap. Under $400,000, your options are slim and they'll need work. I'm telling you now, so nobody's blindsided at the closing table. Hey there, welcome back to Tampa Bay Florida Living. If you're new here, I'm Min. My team and I at Selection Group help families relocate to Tampa Bay every single day. South Tampa is the area we get the most questions about because it's desirable, it's premium, and getting it right the first time is everything. If you're watching this thinking, I need someone who actually knows the pockets, the school zones, and the flood maps, comment South Tampa below and I'll personally reach out to you. You may call, text, and email me and my team for a free consultation. And remember, our buyers never pay commission, like zero out of their own pocket, because we get it from the seller. So there's no cost to you for a professional guidance on the biggest financial decision you'll probably ever make. Now, let's get into the part where you actually been waiting for, the entry level point where you can get in. South Tampa has a reputation for being expensive, and parts of it absolutely are, but there are entry points a lot of relocators completely sleep on. And here are 3 strategies. 1, Virginia Park, east of Palmacia, north of Gandy, and honestly, one of the best values in South Tampa right now. A solid 1950 to 60 ranch home, 3-bedroom, 2-bath, 1,400 to 1,800 square feet, can run around $450,000 to $700,000, depending on condition and lot size. You're still zoned for Plant High School, still 10 to 12 minutes from downtown. You can bike to Bayshore, quiet tree line, exactly the vibe people picture when they picture South Tampa. Strategy 2, Ballast Point, farther south, quieter, and you get more house for the same money. A $500,000 to $600,000 home here will often be in better shape than the same price tag in Hyde Park or Palmacia. You're close to Ballast Point Park, fishing pier, boat ramp. Trade-off, you're farther from Soho and downtown. But if you got kids or just want more space, this trade makes a lot of sense. Strategy 3, and this is the one nobody talks about. South of Gandy Boulevard, zip code 33616, southern tip of the peninsula, home to Port Tampa and areas near Picnic Island Park. Homes range around $350,000 to $600,000 for move-in ready, and you're giving up proximity to Hyde Park, but still on South Tampa Peninsula. And this area is seeing serious new construction renovation activities. The point is this: the entry point exists. You just have to know where to look, and you have to be willing to look past the neighborhoods with the fancy name recognitions. But here's what most people completely miss about the South Tampa market right now, and this is exactly where the opportunity lives. If you're paying attention, there are pockets of South Tampa changing fast. Areas nobody looks at 5 years ago are now getting flooded with new builds, renovation, and young families. Let me show you where the action actually is. Quick check-in, comment below and tell me, are you a team historic charm Hyde Park or team more house for my money? I really want to know. Put your comments below because I actually read them. 3 up and coming pockets you need on your radar. Number 1, West Tampa, technically north of I-275, but right next door to South Tampa, and it's transforming fast. New construction townhomes, renovated bungalows, investors buying everything in sight. You get walking distance to the same amenities as Hyde Park and Soho at a fraction of the price. School zones are different. That's the trade-off. But buyers without kids or with private school plans, this is the smart way in. Number 2, south of Gandy, 33616. Again, I mentioned it as an entry point, but it's also an appreciation play. Port Tampa and the surrounding areas are seeing new builds go up on infill lots. The Westshore Marina District, right across the Gandy Bridge, has brought in new restaurants, retails, residential density. As the area keeps developing, south of Gandy benefits from the proximity without the current price tag. I personally watch homes in this zip code appreciate 15 to 20% over the last 3 to 4 years. Number 3, the eastern edge of Palmacia and Virginia Park. That border down Mabry Highway, these streets used to trade at a discount because of the road noise, but inventory is tight and buyers are looking past it. Same quality homes, same size lots. You're getting into the neighborhood for less because of a road you'll never think about once you're inside with the windows closed. Now, let me be straight with you. I'm not promising these areas are guaranteed to appreciate. Nothing in real estate is guaranteed, and anyone who tells you otherwise is selling you something. What I am telling you is where the activity is, where the veneration money is flowing, and where my clients are finding real value right now. Now, let's get into 2 things every single family moving to South Tampa needs to understand before they sign anything. Schools. This is the number 1 question I get from relocating families, hands down. South Tampa School District is built around Plant High School, and Plant is consistently one of the top-rated public high school in the entire state. A-rated and vigorous IB program, and graduation rates well above the state average. Feeder middle schools, Wilson Middle School, which also carries strong ratings, and Coleman Middle School. For elementary school, Roosevelt, Mitchell, and Gorey. That's Gorey, with Gorey being one of the most sought-after elementary school in the entire country. Here's what you need to understand. School boundaries in South Tampa are as surgical. A house on one side of the street can be zoned for Plant High, and the house across the street, different school entirely. These lines directly move property values. My team verify this for every single client before they write an offer. I have seen people buy a house assuming they're in a certain school zone and find out at closing that they're not. That mistake is expensive and it's completely avoidable. And if you don't have kids, you still care about this. Resale value in South Tampa is tied to school zones. Homes in Plant District hold a premium. That's just how this market works. Flood watch, and I mean it. No sugarcoating. A lot of South Tampa sits inside FEMA flood zone. The 2 you'll hear most is Zone AE, high risk flood insurance. It's mandatory if you got a federally backed mortgage, and Zone X, moderate to low risk, where insurance is optional, but I still recommend it. Here's what this means in real dollars. In Zone AE, flood insurance alone can run $1,500 to $4,500 a year, depending on elevation structure and your elevation certificate. And here's the part relocators never expect. Flood insurance is a completely separate policy from homeowners insurance, and it's not bundled. So you're paying both every single year. Now stack that on top of Florida homeowner insurance, which, let's be honest, has been an absolute mess statewide. Windstorm coverage, hurricane deductibles, base premiums combined. Homeowners plus flood in South Tampa can easily run $5,000 to $9,000 a year. Some waterfront properties even higher. And here's the part that catches catches people off guard. Even if your house wasn't flooded once in 40 years, your rate is based on your flood zone, not your personal history. FEMA remaps periodically and zones change. A house in Zone X today could get redesignated Zone AE tomorrow. And I'm not telling you any of this to scare you off South Tampa. I'm telling you because the people who get burned are the ones nobody warned. They budget for the mortgage, they budget for the taxes, and then insurance blindsides them. If you're relocating from the Northeast or Midwest, hear me clearly. Insurance in coastal Florida is a line item, not an afterthought. Every single client I work with get a full insurance estimate before we even close. That's how non-negotiable this is. So which one caught you off guard more? The school zone boundaries or the insurance numbers? Comment below. I genuinely like to know. So here's my honest, no fluff verdict. South Tampa is for you if you value location, lifestyle, density, and long-term value. Walkable streets, top-rated public schools, 10 to 15 minutes from downtown and the airport, and the bridge to the beaches. This is no better location in the entire Tampa Bay area. Full stop. Budget of $500,000 to $700,000. You're in through Virginia Park, Ballast Point, or south of Gandy. Solid home, great location, South Tampa lifestyle, and school access without the Bayshore price tag. Budget of $700,000 to $1.2 million. Hyde Park, Palmacia, Bayshore, all on the table. Premium neighborhoods, full amenities. Budget about $1.2 million. Waterfront, golf course, fully renovated historic Hyde Park. The whole market opens up. South Tampa is probably not for you if your budget is under $350,000 and you need move-in ready. At that price, you'll get more for your money in Brandon, Riverview, Wesley Chapel, or even parts of West Tampa across the interstate. And that's okay. Those areas serve a completely different buyer. It's also not for you if what you actually want is new construction, resort style, clubhouse, lazy river, big backyard living. South Tampa gives you location and character. The suburbs give you square footage and amenities. Two totally different lifestyles. Neither one is wrong, but if South Tampa fits your budget and your vision, this is one of the most resilient real estate market in the entire state of Florida. It holds value in downturns and it appreciates steadily. And there's a reason families keep moving here for generations after generations. So here's a little fun fact. Since you stick with me so far, Davis Island was built as a man-made island back in 1920s. The original developer pictured it as a full-blown resort destination, hotel boardwalk, even a casino. But none of that happened. What did happen is it became one of the most unique residential community in the entire country. A tiny town with its own yacht club, its own public airport, and its own golf course, all in one island. And here's my actual insider tip. If you're seriously looking at South Tampa, go spend a weekend evening in 33611. Drive the streets of Virginia Park and Ballast Point around 6 p.m. You'll see dogs being walked, kids on the bikes, neighbors on the porch. Zillow doesn't show you that. Google Maps doesn't show you that. The only way to know if a neighborhood fits is to be there. If you're serious about South Tampa or any part of Tampa Bay, you may call, text, and email me and my team for a free consultation. All our contact information is in the description below. And relocating families into Tampa Bay the right way is literally what we do. You'll get real professional guidance and representation on one of the biggest decisions of your entire life. We'll walk you through the school zones, the flood maps, the neighborhoods, the insurance. Picture all of it. When you're moving from out of state, you need someone who lives and works this market every single day. And that's us. We're here. So tell me, which part of South Tampa are you considering? Are you still torn between areas? Drop it in the comments below. And if there's a specific South Tampa neighborhood you want me to break down next, comment that too, and I'll make it happen. Hit that like button, send this to anyone you know who's even thinking about moving to Tampa, and subscribe so you don't don't miss the rest of our Tampa Bay neighborhood guides. I'm Min with MM Selection Group, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.